Hello, my name is Dave Gregory. I'm a missioner for science and environment, and I work with a couple of groups, Messy Church and God and the Big Bang, who are trying to engage younger generations and families with the wonder that science reveals of creation, but also something of the wonder of the Creator. So in those early years, it seems that this idea that science and faith are in conflict with each other arise. And we have a fantastic opportunity to work with people who sometimes have very little understanding of the Christian faith or little experience of church, to counter that idea and to give them a better understanding of how science and faith works together. So please pray for those of us who are involved in this work, for the scientists who are Christians, for whom it's a great opportunity for them to discover that their experience and passion for science is actually valuable for God in sharing his life and love with the world. Often they're younger scientists at the beginning of their careers. What a great opportunity they have to share their faith in this new and exciting way. Before my work as a Baptist minister, I was involved with physics and astronomy and then weather and climate. And I lead the Baptist Union Environment Network, WEN, which seeks to engage the Baptist Together group of churches with issues around the environment and climate change. With support of the Scientist in Congregations project run out of St. John's College in Durham, we've made 4 films called God Saw That It Was Good. The films can be seen at the website that is up at the bottom of the screen. And we weave together themes of science and faith through 3 themes of wonder, playfulness, and communion. Themes which actually shape God's activity in bringing creation into being and sustaining it, but also themes which characterize the work that science does in exploring what God has made. I want to leave you with a short excerpt from the final of those 4 films, Life. As you watch it, I hope that you will lift your prayers of thankfulness and praise to God for the wonder that science reveals to us in a way that we've never seen before as people in previous generations. But I also ask you to pray. Pray for those scientists who are involved in understanding more about how the weather and the climate works and how it's changing due to our influence through fossil fuel emissions. Pray for them, that their wisdom and their insights would be heard by the church, but also the wider world, that together we might take action to preserve God's good creation's potential for the future, both for us as humans and the wide community of life with whom we share this world and we are connected. The Bible story begins with God creating the world on which we live, an ordering of an initial disordered world, raging oceans being contained as land appeared, lights in the sky ordering the day and night, the sun to brighten the day, the moon to lighten the night, although you can often spot it during the daytime too. Familiar companions lighting humanity's journey through time and across the earth, drawing us to wonder and wondering. Looking up, the moon seems close. Perhaps you've stretched out your hand and held it between your fingers. From ancient times, we wondered what it would be like to travel there. What would we find? Was there life? With our imagination, we even made it like the earth, naming the dark areas on its face seas, seeing them as vast expanses of water, perhaps teeming with life. Nearly 2,000 years ago, the Greek author Lucian wrote a tale of travelling to the moon in a sailboat, imagining it inhabited by a community of life similar yet wondrously different to that of the earth. When we finally arrived around 50 years ago, our imagination was disappointed. We found the seas to be vast plains of volcanic rock, an airless, dry and barren world. magnificent desolation, as the astronaut Buzz Aldrin described it. One of only a few handful of humans to walk across its surface, to see it close with their own eyes. Although lifeless, the moon has through the ages caused us to wonder about life. An ancient song in the Bible asks of God, "When I consider the moon which you set in place, what are humans that you're mindful of them?" In Lucian's story, his lunar traveller looked back contemplating life on Earth. And we too, from the moon, glimpsed more of the magnificence of life. For when those first astronauts reached the moon, they looked back towards our home, the Earth, a world they could hold in their fingers, hanging ablaze in the blackness of space above the sterile barrenness of the moon. A planet full of vibrant colour, blue, brown, green and white, a world teeming with life. It's estimated that there are nearly 9 billion species of life on the Earth, and so far science has only named over 1 billion of them. And some of them now may never be named. Over the past 50 years, the Worldwide Fund for Nature estimates that wildlife numbers across the globe have plummeted by 70%. Over the history of the Earth, it's estimated that one species goes extinct every million years. The current rate is now thought to be 100 times higher than this, so much so that some say we're living through the 6th mass extinction event, caused as humans try to play the game of life at the top of the Champions League. The Earth is wondrous, an oasis of life amidst a vast universe, perhaps a rare thing. Life that is playful, a community of life of which we are a part, to which we're connected, fragile, yet enduring through moments of tragedy. Perhaps too often looking to keep our spot at the top of the Champions League. Celebrating our own success in the game, we miss the wonder and playfulness and communion of it all. If future generations have to endure another pandemic with their own lockdowns, or as they walk across the world whose community of life is depleted due to global warming, will they have a chance to discover peace, hope and life amongst the magnificence of it all? To be drawn towards the one who shapes the world and gives it life? Or will the words of the astronaut capture their and God's lament over a world that is becoming a magnificent desolation?